What's good, guys? It's your boy Thriller here, and welcome to NBA 2025 Harvest Moon. This is right here. Basically, we're gonna go over some of the things here about the Harvest Moon, which is not. It is a bracket style of the format here. 4-1 guarantees you a bracket pool into the final brackets, where it's single elimination. 3-2 can get you there as long as your differential's good. If you finish 2-3, you better just pray to God your differential is good enough to make it past if you can. But that is it. Here in this one, you are given 8 Pokemon total. Terrestrialization is banned. You must Mega Turn one. You can only drop one Mega Pokemon. There are some talent plant spans we'll talk about. Let's see. So then the top two of each pool. Wait, then the top two of each pool, then four top coaches of multiple. I don't get that one. So basically, all the moves are leading us to Recess Respect, Hidden Power, Listening, blah blah blah. Also, one clauses and Berserk Teams, Z moves are banned, gems other than that are banned, blah blah blah. So when it came to the tier list, you may look at something here. It is fixated types. So Harvest has an idea of doing stuff like fall, October, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. With obviously fall, you get stuff like bugs when it comes to Halloween. You get like dark, poison, and ghost. And between Thanksgiving and Christmas, you get like the whole Springfield winter vibe, so you get the fairies. A lot of things here. Both Basque legions are banned from using last respects. Genesect is allowed, along with Pheromosa, Giratina Origin, and Shen Pao, which I don't know why those are allowed. Haunch just apparently did not want to have fun this season. Houndstone cannot use Last Respect. And you grab Oricorio, you're only allowed to use Sensu because that's the only Oricorio that will be allowed in this format. Like I said, Genesect though cannot use Choice Scarf, so if you try to use Choice Scarf Genesect, that is a guaranteed ban and an automatic DQ against your opponent. So something like that. But with my team, let's go ahead and talk about it. But first and foremost, let's go over why I had my first pick and why I decided to join. I used to do this, I think, every once in a while. I did like maybe once or twice before, but I took a break from it for like a lot of years. But we came back. We want to have some fun, and I want to play some type of competitive draft league again and try to have some fun with it. So again, we can only pick from these typings. If they have a secondary typing, it's completely legal. It's allowed, but as long as it's from that category, it's allowed to have on your team. So I was picked, I think, 12 in my pool. There was two different pools. I think of 16 coaches each. I could be completely wrong, but I think it was, and I think I picked 12. I think possibly, which was pretty bad. But with my first round pick, there was also Pokemon on there that I was so shocked that no one went and grabbed because arguably this is probably one of the best fairy types, if not maybe the best fairy type on the board to have on your team. And it fits with my style because I've won a championship with this Pokemon, and that's Tapu Koko. I am so excited to have Tapu Koko back, man. It has been literally years since I've last used this Pokemon, and I am so freaking pumped and excited to use this Pokemon. Absolute powerhouse of a mon. This mon can go very diverse with its move pool being mixed and physical and stuff like that. It's really, really good. Also, I'll just do this so that way we can be able to look at its move pool here for you guys. Let's clear that. And so you look at the options you get with this Pokemon. You get Defog, so it gives us a hazard removal option for our team. And I think, spoiler alert, it's the only removal option we have on our team, which is not the worst thing scenario there, but it's a little kind of hurting there. Obviously, with no hidden power, it does make Coco a little tough, but Coco has held up Whirlpool between its physical and special offenses, and some decent bulky offense as well. There's taunt variants, Toxic U-Turn, just a lot of great usage out of this Pokemon. Sorry, I'm yawning. And just overall, a fantastic Pokemon, man. Obviously, with no Z moves allowed, this thing's going to be a little less powerful, but I think this is a great Pokemon, and I think this Pokemon is going to be insanely good for us. I am so excited to use my boy, Zaku. He is back from the ashes, man, and I am so excited to use my boy, Zaku. Um, really, really excited for that. I'm actually making down notes of my team since it's the first time I'm actually writing this down. I've had this draft done for it's about almost a week or so, maybe a couple days at least, and I haven't really written down my team yet. So making sure you are planning is a good thing. If you don't, then yeah, you don't. Then when it came to my second pick, right? I really wanted something for our ground resist on a team, and I really wanted to get something that was kind of fast to help with the speed tier a little bit. And I wanted something that can be just not offensive. I don't want it to be just bulky. I wanted to kind of meet in the middle of the mashed potatoes, if you know what I'm saying. And even though Terra is banned, I still think this, excuse me, this Pokemon is still phenomenal, and that is going to be my main man, Rogue the Zarude. I'm so unbelievably pumped. Zarude, in my opinion, I think is the best grass type in draft. Like, I know that's a very big hot take when things like Tangrowth are sitting right there and stuff like that, but I just you look at this mon, it's got fantastic bulk around its core with HP and great attack, great speed tier. I just think this was a home run pick for me here. I think this was a great option for us in terms of having a good defensive Pokemon as well, which you can just really just set up bulky and just win that way. It's just a great Pokemon overall. Great move coverage. Excuse me. It's somewhat limited, which is fair, but it has great options of its versatility outside of it. And it can beat a lot of its counters. Like it beats poisons, it can beat fairies as long as you get the right momentum with it. It's just an overall super strong Pokemon, man. And I really, really think this mon is going to do insanely well for us. I'm really having some good expectations for Zarude this season. Next, it came down to my third pick, and right now we need to make sure we get something for fairy types. Now, I really also need to make sure we get a poison. I want to make sure we're having at least one typing of each, and then maybe double up on one or two other typings that I think could be better and more beneficial for us here, potentially. But with this pick, I was very surprised that this mon was still sitting on the board. This is quite arguably tied for the best poison type in its tiers outside of Mega Venusaur, which I also think was the best poison type in the format for it. And that Pokemon was Magneto the Slow King. Our boy Magneto's back. This is the third time we've drafted him this season. The second time we drafted him was in a Wi-Fi league that you guys didn't see, and he did really well in that season too. Was robbed of a chance to win the game for us. But you know that's how life usually goes with RNG and hacks. But we've got our boy Magneto who won us our first ever APA championship and submitted ourselves, I think, as a true veteran of this format, and I think just an overall a fantastic player. And this thing at first was not doing anything for me, and then when it came to like the last few weeks into playoffs, this mon locked in and just said, "I'm him, bro. Let me show you. Hold my shell." And then just put on an absolute masterclass, dude. Galar Slowking is fantastic. Love using this thing and it paired off perfectly well with Zarude. Zarude can be a good physically defensive check to a lot of things and be a good fist depth wall, and pairs beautifully with Slowking with having a good spit depth wall. It's just a great, great Pokemon, man, and I'm really looking forward to using it. Now, coming into the fourth round, I wanted a little bit more speed, and there are probably times I'm gonna probably not make Coco a physical mon unless the matchup really looks good and if some calcs are telling me, this thing or that. And so I, in theory, feel like I have a Mixmon, a physical attacker, quote unquote, a special attacker slash, just another wall. So I wanted a little bit more speed. I wanted more of kind of just that strong mon. And surprisingly enough, Weavile was sitting on the board in round four. And I decided to just say, you know what? F it, let's go for it. Let's just go with it. And I've only actually have drafted Weavile one other time, believe it or not. And the first time I ever used Weavile, I actually was a little more creative with it. Like I used Power of Dig, which actually won us a game. I think it did at least. If my memory is serving me correctly. And overall, this is a Pokemon that's just fast. It hits hard. It can run Choice Band every single week and just not give a fuck. man. It is a super strong Pokemon, dude. And if you do not respect Weavile in any mascot, whatever you may think about it, it's that you're gonna really regret that. So I'm feeling so good about this Pokemon, man. I'm feeling so good about this Mon. I'm really looking forward to using it again, and I felt it was a really good fit for the team based off what we had. So in our fifth round, this was enough. Like we got some good speed now. We got three Mons of great speed tiers, a base of 100 and above, which is great. And Zarude, it's not like Zarude now gets another good physical attacker, but I wanted to get another physical attacker, and I saw this mon on the board, and I think I've drafted this mon before, but I only used it maybe once or twice. So I wanted a proper chance to use it, and I felt on this team it fit a lot of glue pieces. It gave us another fairy switch to my team because I'm going to be honest with you, outside of Magneto and this next Pokemon, I have zero answers to fairies. So Specs Moonblast is coming my way every single week against some of the fairies out there. But I felt like this Pokemon, especially paired with Magneto, is insanely good. I've grabbed our man Bonekeeper the Marowak. Now, if you guys don't know, Marowak, yeah, it's not the world's strongest, especially if it's just like if it's just like non-jolly, if it's like just max attack. But what if I told you we give this a Fit Club and we double that attack? That attack just became 500. That became 518 to be precise. That is more stronger than anything. And if I give this thing the adamant nature, this mon just hit near 600. Like we're looking at 568 attack. That is nearly 600 base attack alone, which is insane. And what's great about this Pokemon is two phenomenal abilities. Lightning Rod, which can actually be really good as a good defensive option while still being insanely hard. And more importantly, Rockhead. Rockhead with a Flare Blitzer is insane, especially with having a attack stat that is double, basically more than a choice band gives you, is insanely strong. I am so pumped for a Alolan Marowak, dude. I'm really hoping I can make Marowak work and make it shine, dude. I really, really want to make it work, dude. I really, really do. Now, going into the sixth round, I didn't have a mega at this point in time, and there were a couple of megas I did want. There were some that were already taken, and I really kind of debated on a couple of megas. I was debating on something that maybe I've used before, something like Mega Beedrill. Um, I could have grabbed something like a God of War. I could have grabbed a ghost like Banette, but Banette is trash. It's the worst mega to ever exist. But I decided to go with a mega that I have never ever once used. I have faced it a couple of times before, and it's one of those mons that if you do not respect in the builder or in the prep, it actually can just destroy you under the right situations. Didn't think this mon would come for me, and then it destroyed me. It swept me. I also made a misplay or two as well. But that mon is Reptar, the Mega T-Tar. This mon is freaking good. It sets up stand stream, so its death is instantly abound, the same as its defense, essentially. It is so fat, unbelief, and it can still hit like a mad freight train. Like, you can get this thing a defensive nature, and this thing will still code to 2 KO everything in the format with its coverage. Like, this is an insane Pokemon. It is so strong, so hard hitting, and I genuinely am so excited to use this Pokemon. I've never used T-Tar. Well, I kind of have, but that was in a different format where I wasn't allowed to pick it up, and it didn't really count that. So this is my first time using this, and you think about it too. This is Mega T-Tar with knockoff, with a base 164 attack stat. Like, look at that. Just look at that. That is insane power right there. That is insane power right there. Like, this mon is going to be dummy stupid, and I'm so excited to try Mega T-Tar this season. As you can kind of see, there's a lot of Pokemon here that I have some familiarities with. And with the first four, obviously they're Pokemon you have seen me draft or have not really seen me draft before as well. I actually might have drafted Weavile back in Gen 8 like once or twice possibly, but they don't remember off the top of my head. I think I have, but I don't remember it much. It was probably in the hack season that I had, which is RGBL. But anyways, with my second to last pick, we needed some water types because right now I do think having a water type is really good. I think having a water type that can do a couple of different things can actually be a little more of an unpredictability choice. And more importantly, can kind of help a little bit because outside of Bonekeeper and Reptar, we don't have really much for fire types, especially with my last pick. But I wanted to go with a Pokemon that I never used before, and this was probably one of the better waters that was left because I was thinking of Araquanid, but that unfortunately got sniped like a pick or two before I could get it. So we went with Salmon, the Basque female, and I understand it's not a salmon, but I'm calling it salmon. Um, but Basque I actually thought was a really good pickup here. The reason why I drafted it was because obviously there's things like Mold Breaker, which is really good. But one of the key abilities here is adaptability. Adaptability with Water Ghost is super disgustingly good. And a lot of people just judge the physical attack stat on this Pokemon. It's still not that bad. And there's obviously some options where we can go something like a Rain Dance variation and go with Rain Dance. We can just run Choice Specs, even run Choice Band if you really felt like doing it. And this Pokemon can just do a lot of things for us. I am so excited to use Basculegion. I've never used any of the Basculegion forms before. Male did get taken up, which I think I would have preferred female on my team personally. But I'm really excited to use Basilisk Legion. It's giving me more of like kind of like it's a good hitter and has pseudo good bulk. So really excited to try this. And with our last pick, I figured you know what, having a good another ground switch in for the team outside of just Zarude would be really nice. And more importantly, this helps us get rid of some of those dark types because we don't have anything to really offensively check darks outside of Coco. And some darks can be really good, especially defensive, but I want them to be forcing themselves to respect both answers to dark that they have. So I felt like I'd go with a Pokemon like Heracross. Now, Heracross, one of the other reasons I drafted it, it gets access to spikes. Now, honestly, with my draft, I can't remove hazards. I can't do anything besides default. But if I can pressure my opponents and they don't have rapid spin or any form of that, I can just lead Heracross, get a spike up, and then have those spikes up for the whole game and force my opponent to play with just boots only if that is the case. Heracross is fantastic. I absolutely love Heracross. The first time I used it was a low tier league, and I think I used it relatively well. I could have done a little better in some weeks with it, but it was still a fantastic Pokemon. I absolutely loved using it for the first time, so I'm hoping to get the same success with my Hercule here, the Heracross. And that is going to be our Harvest Moon draft, guys. Again, we have a battle of 6 players, I think it's what it is. Off the top of my head, I think it is. And we have to play 5 games. If we get 3 wins with good differential, we can potentially make the top two, even though I don't know if it's top two or top four. I can't understand. Like top two get like an advance, and then the other two get to play. I don't know how this works, or if it's like top two out of top four or something. I don't know how it's gonna work. You guys will obviously find out if we do well or not. And honestly, if we just lose 3 in a row, we just lose anyway. So I'm hoping to have some fun. Hoping to use some of these Pokemon really well. We play against a couple of cool people. I believe we're playing against Point Maker. We're playing against Adura again, which is gonna be really fun. Um, I'm really blanking on everyone else's name. Holy crap! I'm playing against someone named Drew. Um, I'm spacing the other names. I'm sorry, and it also kind of just relatively solid, but I'm super excited to play this. It's gonna be hopefully a good time, and hopefully we maybe make it to brackets. And if we don't, then you know what, we at least tried, and we got to try some Pokemon at the same time. So very excited for this team. And with that being said, I will see you all in the next video. Until next time, guys, I've been Thriller. Thriller. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.